Alright, so I got drunk last night because mom bought a new whip. So I thought to myself, wouldn't be perfect time to play Cuphead. And honestly, if you haven't heard of Cuphead till now, what the fuck are you waiting for? And go and play it. But since I like to test myself and challenge myself as well, I try to beat the base game, including the DLC. Yes, they have a DLC. Shit. Let's start from the beginning. The story begins by two cops who lived in a place called Inkwell Isle, and there were two brothers, Cuphead and Mugman. Of course, they were orphans, so we were looked after Elder Kettle, but basically these two fuckers lived on Balkan. So from a young age, they decided to enter a casino and bet all on black, baby. They were winning so much that the devil, the CEO himself, showed up and said, alright you fuckers, let's go all or nothing. If you win, you get all the money. If not, well, you're into deep shit. I mean, if you lose, then they will have to give him their souls. Of course, they lost because life's a bitch and her stripper name is Karma. So the devil shouted and commanded that they will have to collect all the souls that are on this list in order to spare theirs. So the two little cops ran away to Elder Kettle. Man, I'm a fucking good storyteller. I should become one. Unfortunately, I can't become a stripper, no ass, no body, no voice, so yeah. But the game really starts in their home, where Elder Kettle gives them superpowers, and after we complete the tutorial, we just go outside onto the adventure. Now gang, I know I ain't the best or the smartest Cuphead player, but hear me out. Throughout the 4 maps, there are 40 coins. Some of them we get by talking to people or run and gun, and some we find by walking through secret shortcuts and places. We have X amount of coins, we can buy charms, different types of weapons that we can equip. But the first thing that I did was complete a run and gun. First try, of course. But the first thing I did was talking to the guy hanging on the bridge. Maybe he was chill or tried to put himself out of the misery, but we will never know. And to be honest, I don't really care because he gave me 3 coins, so I immediately ran to the shop and bought the smoke bomb, which basically is invisible dash. We won't take damage while in animation of it. So the only downside is sometimes on some boss fights you won't see shit. But that's about it. The first boss fight I did was against this blue glue shit that was smiling non-stop and jumping around like the DVD logo, but we just needed to avoid his punches and goofy ass jumping. The second phase is the same, just he's a bit bigger, but we just avoid him and spam attack and duck his punches. However, that fucker was still here to the point where a graveyard was just trying to slam us down, quite literally. But it can be done in a first try like I did. After beating his ass, I bought a spread which does a lot of damage if we are close to target. Now we are officially broke, which means onto another run and gun. Although this time my delusion and ego said let's do pacifist. No fucking way, dude. I missed the jump. One time this happened. What the fuck? So I was shooting everything and finally passed the first try like I'm too good. Now, if you are into airplanes, you will love these types of missions. If you ain't, well, too fucking bad because you still need to complete it, motherfucker. Now, if I was to rate these levels, this bitch would be ranked dickhead. Changing forms like she's from Ben 10 and then in the final phase turning herself into those big ass moons, sending UFOs at your ass ain't cool, but you know what is cool? Getting your ultimate and bombarding. I think I might get cancelled. Apart from having weapons and charms, there are also superpowers. We unlock them by completing these parry challenges in Mausoleum or whatever it's called, and freeing Miss Chalice, and which we end up playing her in the DLC. Now I won't lie, I skipped the veggies at the start, but they are the most dumbest thing ever, since all you do is jump attack, go left and right, avoiding the tears of an onion and shooting the carrot in the forehead. Now these two are the most dumbest bosses, but we gotta make them sign the contract.
Sign the contract, big boy. Come on, sign the contract.
There are two brothers, one is dropping the balls at you while the other one is pushing you to them. Then one of them is sending you boxing gloves while other one is spitting out flies. So in the end, they turn themselves into a slot machine, where you either get fucked or you are the one giving it. If you know, you know. Now the last boss was this flower that was smiling 24/7. And it reminded me of my dumbass and how I felt about this one girl. So that flower gotta go, bruh. It's gotta go. And it was relatively simple. He threw a lot of shit while I was shooting, Wait till the last phase where you just duck in place and just shoot the shit out of him. And watch out for the vines, that's really about it. I mean, you know, I'm not some guru guide here. You know, I'm just doing my own thing. At the checkpoint there was a king dice patrolling, but since we defeated all 5 bosses, he led us through. And now we're on to the second island. This is where the pain really starts to settle and begin. Now maybe you're wondering why. Well, first of all, we have this clown. That was easy, since the guy is dumb but just had a lot of phases, and sometimes you just need a little bit of a luck. The only annoying thing was his last phase, and it's a bit hard to look at the same time. For a train, falling, penguins that are throwing balls at you, this game is sus. But that's about it. I ain't gonna say nothing on this one, but this guy just throws shit around, puts you in a maze, throws more shit at you, and at the final phase you just stay here in a place and dodge his lasers. The upcoming boss feels like a toxic waste, since this ugly princess has such a high standards that feels like an insult to me. Before fighting her, we needed to fight 3 of her minions that are random as fuck. I got a gumball machine that drops shit on the floor, a chocolate that spreads and flies, and stupid ass ball that follows you, but he's the easiest, so it's good that he was in the last phase. And this is where you pray and try to kill her as quick as possible while she's throwing flying heads at you and following you. Also, forgot to mention, these heads have trackers on them. After that, I took myself on a relaxing run and gun and killed a bird with an airplane and mausoleum to unlock second power, which grants me invincibility for a few seconds, which we are going to need if we are going to fight this next boss, CEO of Dickheads. This dragon took everything from me. My heart, my soul, emotions, my patience. I honestly don't know. Whoever designed this needs to see the shrink, and whoever did this dragon as well needs to see it. Hear me out. The dragon throughout first 2 phases wasn't that hard. However, the 3rd phase was the biggest pain of this whole ass game. Trying to dodge these stupid ass attacks, dashing, him spitting out fire. This fight for me lasted solid 45 seconds. At least the last phase did. A good maybe a minute even. Maybe even 10 minutes. It took me 10 tries, maybe even more. Let's round up around 12. 12 tries kill this guy. But after we did, I went to celebrate our department to the next island, and I did a run and guard before. Next island is based on cartoon characters, more or less. You like jazz? Well, I do, but this bitch did not later after we defeated her. Jack Sparrows that's retired and fat? Yup. Tom and Jerry? Yeah, sure, but this one is German. Giant robot with a scientist on it? Yeah, I don't know the name of this cartoon, but I don't know, Dexter maybe? You feel abused? Sure, here is Medusa. And Thomas the Train, Larry the Skeleton, whatever the fuck is a Casper with one eye. You like theater? Here you go, a useless lady that's being married and then her babies are throwing fucking bottles at you while she's also throwing mice traps. And that's aisled in less than 30 seconds. Well, a run and gun, so make it 32. 3rd and last island and a part of the game where we have to gamble a bit, but instead of money, we gamble with life.
In life you have roadblocks.
I honestly never felt more comfortable in my life, so I was just sparing to get ones, and unfortunately I missed the number 7. So yeah, we couldn't defeat all the bosses, but some of them are martini, cigar, domino, so on and so forth. What I recommend is that you save up as many lives as possible and use the second superpower that grants you invincibility, so you can easily defeat the king dice without taking him seriously or like a tryhard. But on to the last boss, the devil, where I lost my fucking mind with one attack. Ass cheek clapper. But after dying for 30 minutes straight, I finally got a chance to take him out. And that's it about the base game. They became heroes, you know, blah 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 blah. But now we move on to some serious stuff, DLC. The long story short is we made onto the 4th island and we met Ghost Miss Chalice that led us to a bakery where the baker gave us the recipe and ingredients we need to require by defeating 5 bosses for Miss Chalice to be set free. Even though there are 6 bosses, but let's ignore that one here since it's a secret boss, but I still defeated it because I'm the best and this script is totally not written by me. So let's move on to the first boss. The first boss I did was the worm looking ass guy that ran around and planted bombs all around the map and was on telephone 24/7, crying about reinforcements. But there was also a second phase which was interesting since I was just dashing 24/7 to avoid lasers and kill the ladybug, but also this happened to me for the first time. What the fuck, bro? And I died again? Okay, so when I beat her, I should just go down. Also, the game tried to trick my ass with a fake knockout screen, but I knew it. It was fake since this game is acting like a bastard and killed the snail that was on top of this licking ass animal. Before we continue, there are also secret challenges where if you see hanging lander and go up to them, there is a king awaiting and gives you few more challenges throughout the whole map, but at least you can earn coins. All of them do not require any types of weapons, but just parries and your brain. Unfortunately, I struggled a bit because, well, I can't do both, to be honest. I can't use logic and parries at the same time. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, man. But at least we defeated all of them. The enemies are chess pieces, and the queen is last. That's about it. I got nothing else to say, you know. My hardest boss throughout this whole game was a fucking cow. Since the first 3 phases, I was doing it perfectly, chef's kiss. But the last one would just always catch me off guard. Somehow, these sausages can sometimes be pain in the ass to dodge, while she's also throwing this random shit at you. Like, who the fuck in their mind said to themselves, let's make a 5 phases cow that throws sausages at you, leaves gaps in between while throwing you jalapenos? Like, come on, man. Writers, animators, come on. Lock in, man. Lock in. Do better next time. But at least we defeated her after doing it for 45 minutes. Just when I thought my ass was also done with cartoons, I met this mission where we got attacked by a dog and another dog. Like, I don't know what to say apart from dodge the balls again. Also, make sure that you have a monitor flipped, since there is a phase where your camera is flipped and last phase where you just avoid lasers, but somehow with this weapon that I have, I defeated the boss. I definitely recommend picking it up. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest dickhead of them all? And that's right, it's a giant. I honestly don't know why people are saying this is a hard boss. Maybe on X Pro level, but honestly I don't know. But this one was relatively easy for me. In the first phase I was just parrying and shooting until he ripped out his beard, and in the next one took out this annoying puppet play just so his fat ass can eat me and leave me in his belly and fight his organ. Like, I really have no explanation, but we beat him up. The next boss was a bit freezing, since we fought an ice wizard that ran himself into a snowman, then into a fridge, and for a final phase into a snowflake. But the boss wasn't that hard, so at least on, like I said, normal difficulty. On to the final boss in the game, and I gotta be honest, this guy has some serious mental issues. Like, who the fuck think he is? Some main character. Props to the Cuphead though. The animations throughout the whole battle were sick. The first phase is just about avoiding the cubes and lemons that he throws at you, and in the next one destroying the shakers. I wanted to play my cards right, so I would use the basic attacks and destroy bottom 2 shakers all the time, and in the final phase I quite didn't understood it, but I got him second time. I was just parrying his heart. Like, I don't know, most of the time I was just jumping up the platforms, try to parry him and just keep attacking, even though I don't know if I did any damage. But we got this guy, we knocked him out, and later on we destroyed his bakery and his ass went to jail and turned himself into a good guy. Unfortunately, Chalice will always be the ghost, but that's all she wrote. The DLC was done in like 2 hours, honestly. Hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like, also subscribe for more.